My take on the Jakob Ingebrigtsen 1500 meters run, time of 3 minutes and 32.38 seconds from today, Sunday, 4 August 2024, over in Paris, France, for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games being hosted by Paris, France. And I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm going to talk through the Jakob Ingebrigtsen of Norway 1500 meters run race at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France. Time of 3 minutes and 32.38 seconds in semifinal 1 of 2. On Saturday, 4 August 2024, with his time, he achieved first place in semifinal 1 of 2 and qualified for the final ranked 7th. I provide my take/perspective on his performance and contextualize it in terms of results at the 1500 meter distance, 1500 meters distance in multiple sports on the same day at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games. So yes, there was a race in this same distance in a different sport today. So I was like, oh, I gotta highlight this, and I was like, well, I'm Norwegian, so I gotta pick somebody from my country, right? And I like the guy. And I think so. The guy, Jakob Ingebrigtsen running this was what? Jakob Ingebrigtsen 3.0, and the Josh Kerr running it was Josh Kerr 1.0. It was 1.0 versus 3.0. Do I move in with 1.0? Not to be confused with C3PO, Jakob Ingebrigtsen 3.0. Okay. So for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in swimming, it was the 1500 meter freestyle that was contested in pool swimming. And then for running also, so that was men's, and then running today, there's and that was the final. So then there's semifinals today, Sunday, 4 August 2024. Both of those have happened in track and field. So it's an interesting one because sometimes people are like, myself included, when I'm really either I don't know anything about sport, I'm really I just don't know how to pick. Sometimes I choose based on distance, and I'm like, so then it becomes interesting because if I choose a distance that's shared across multiple sports, how do I pick which one to watch? And the answer is Norway. Choose no. Where's my flag? The flag's downstairs. I'm sorry. There's a Norwegian flag. Should I run and grab it? I've been running all over the house today with these videos. But yes, so they lined up, and it was the beginning, and they were introducing the people, and I have to admit they were handsome hunks. So I myself am a middle distance runner, so I was like, I gotta do. So this is result number 1 in the track and field for me for these videos for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, and so I was like, I gotta do somebody from, I'm Norwegian, I gotta do somebody from Norway. And so he is the defending Olympic champion in this event, so that adds to the sex appeal of this race, so to speak. And yeah, he ran well. It works a little bit, so the sports actually work different, swimming and track and field. At the 1500 meters distance, so, and this is where the contextualization comes in. So Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr, they take kind of like a flanking maneuver, if you think of it in terms of like together. So if like I were running against them, I would want to take both of them into account in how I'm racing against them, instead of taking only one of them into account, because they kind of work as a team on the track. So like it's kind of like, and which, yeah. So Josh Kerr kind of starts towards the front, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen starts towards the back and then moves forward, and he took that approach in this race. And it was, I'd say, a solid performance. It was really about, he really wanted that 7th place, like that 7th rank heading into the final, and he got it. And Josh Kerr really wanted the 8th rank, and he got it. And it works different than swimming. And so would a result from the 1500 meters in pool swimming in the final stage be more important just on that, right, than the semifinals of the 1500 meters run? Well, I'm biased. I'm a middle distance runner. Even though I did compete in The furthest I went up in competition for swimming was the 1,000 yard swim. So I've not done the 1,500 meter swim. But I do have competition experience in middle distance in both sports. So for taking the competition into account, the 1,500 meters run is a little bit different in that there are actually 4 rounds of competition instead of just 2. So this is the 3rd round of competition already in the 1,500 meters run. And there's the round 1, the rapid change, the semifinals, and the final. And so this is the semifinals. And for swimming, it's not necessarily, they're very different sports when it comes down to competition. So the 1,500 meters in swimming is about kind of each person gets a set amount of space in the pool and then they just lap swim. In running, everybody's competing for the same resource, right? It's a shared track. People can step on each other, people can trip each other, people can push each other, people can pull each other. Doesn't mean they're supposed to, but they can, right? Because it's like if you want to run the shortest distance, that's being all the way on the inside. So it's a shared resource. So in that sense, we're thinking pool swimming is resource hogging, and track and field and running is resource sharing. So it's a really, you could say swimming is non-competitive and track and field and running is for middle distance running. Like as for sprinting, it's non-competitive as well because they have to stay in their lane. But for middle distance running, it's super competitive, right? You have to compete even just to be in a certain lane position with everybody else. So in that sense, I do actually consider the results from this to matter more than the results in the final of swimming. They also take the top 6 from each semifinal and advance them. So it requires they choose differently instead of the people with the fastest time advance, because that does not necessarily indicate they'll go fast in the final because of the resource sharing component of running, middle distance, at least currently. So in that sense, I do, especially considering this is the 3rd round of competition, right? The 1,500 meters in the pool didn't even reach the 3rd round of competition. So in that sense, yes, I do consider these results superior. And even with him ranking 7th overall, I do consider a superior result to the pool results. I am biased. I said that already. I am a middle distance runner. I run this race in my sleep, so to speak. And yeah, so there we go. That's how I feel about the results of the day at the 1,500 meters distance. And my take on the Jakob Ingebrigtsen 1,500 meters run, time of 3 minutes and 32.38 seconds from 4 August 2024.